Imagine this, you wake up, you instantly get to work. You've blocked out 4 hours of deep work time in which you need to work on the backend of a login system. But by the end of the 4 hours, you realize that you've not only completed the backend but also the front end with 1 hour remaining. You wanted this type of speed? If so, watch this video till the end because I'm going to be sharing 5 tips that helped me code faster and that will help you out too. Now the first tip is to focus on the MVP. Now I understand that focusing on the MVP isn't particularly easy when you're starting out because your brain keeps coming up with cool new features, but trust me, the MVP is much more important than that cool scrolling animation on the landing page. In one of my newer projects, I learned this the hard way after building a login system and then realizing that some of the features of the MVP required something that wasn't compatible with my current tech stack. So I had to rebuild the whole thing with Flutter and Flask. Second tip is to practice typing. Now it's easy to get distracted by tools to help you code faster, such as a new IDE. But when was the last time you took a typing test? Because typing speed is the main factor affecting how fast you code. And if your typing speed can keep up with your thought, you can reduce cognitive load because you won't need to remember as much. Now I recommend you do typing speed tests on monkeytype.com because that's what I did to get to 120 WPM. Third tip is to make use of AI. Now what do you do when you found a problem and can't seem to understand the syntax of the error message? Well, you look to Google. Now this will work most of the time, but sometimes you have found a very specific problem that even Stack Overflow cannot answer. Now this is the case where you should look to AI for your answers because someone on the internet has probably faced the exact same problem as you, and since the AI is trained on data from the internet, it can answer your question. Just be sure to check if the code actually works because AI can sometimes hallucinate and give you the wrong answer. Fourth tip is to write down what you need to do. This one is pretty simple. At the end of every day, just write down what you need to do the next day. So this way you can get to coding as fast as possible on the next day. The fifth tip is to not complicate your tech stack. I currently use Flask and Flutter to build my mobile apps, but if someone were to ask why I don't use Django instead of Flask, I would just say because I don't need it right now. If you want to code faster, you need to keep your tech stack as simple as possible. Don't integrate something you don't need just because it'll increase your app's performance by 3%. Of course, this rule doesn't apply when you're trying to experiment with new technologies. These were my favorite tips to help you code faster, and if you have some more, be sure to drop them down in the comment section. And if you gained any kind of value from this video, be sure to consider subscribing because you might like my other videos too. Thank you for watching.